The developers over at Anvil Game Studios have been cooking, as the kids say, especially since the game got released with full crossplay support on July 9th of this very year, making the game available to play on Steam, Xbox and PlayStation devices, and players now able to simultaneously connect to these same servers. This caused Holdfast to make its way onto the bestseller list for the PlayStation Store, with equally impressive results on the Xbox front, with lots of new players making their way onto the battlefields. The update was this successful that it set a new concurrent player count record. If you've been keeping tabs on the events over at Gamescom, you'll know that the developers announced the latest major expansion for their game. Raise the black flag, capture and plunder ships in this massive expansion coming to Holdfast's naval front. We'll be talking about Holdfast Age of Sail. So this upcoming expansion will release for free, and this is the developers' way of thanking the community for their outstanding support and the great response to the game's console release. Now this expansion will be introducing privateers to the game as a new playable faction, based on real sailors under the black flag, with iconic uniform variety and provided with their own new voice lines. Alongside the new faction, there will also be a few new mechanics to fit the piracy theme a bit more. So this expansion will now enable crews to board enemy ships and capture them, claiming them as their own and effectively removing the ship from the enemy spawn list and adding it to their own. I think for those enjoying the naval combat in this game, this is something that you guys long been waiting for, as you can't really take over enemy ships. You have to destroy and sink them in order to achieve the effect of not having them be able to spawn any more enemies. In addition, a new naval conquest game mode will be introduced to Holdfast, which will feature a whole slew of new maps that were specifically designed for this mode and where you will be able to capture and hold fortified islands. They've also reworked and redesigned original naval maps and have gone ahead and created more naval battlefields and coastal siege maps. Captains will now be able to issue orders with well-timed buffs similar to the officers on land. When an order is issued, the crew will call out your instruction throughout the ship, so everyone knows what they have to do in order to get the job done. I've shown you now a list of orders which are still a work in progress, and this may be subject to change upon release. Now all of this is but a small taste of what is to come. In the course of the next months, a lot more will be introduced to both the naval and land aspect of this game. We can expect more maps, new mechanics and a lot more. Interestingly enough, in the comment section of their new trailer covering the major expansion, a lot of people were surprised, to say the least, at the choice of faction the developers decided to include. Many were hoping for a Spanish or even an Ottoman faction, at least something that leaned closer to the Napoleonic Wars, which, honestly, I understand as well. I think I would have liked, especially for the naval warfare, to have a Spanish faction added, especially given the context and, well, the historical aspect. The navies of Spain and France did fight against the British Royal Navy during this time, so yeah, it was right there for the taking. So a lot of players were keen to show their disappointment in the comments section, highlighting the developers' choice of opting for the easy attraction of a pirate faction that didn't have as much of an impact in this setting, rather than going for authenticity and immersion and choosing a historically relevant faction in what is essentially one of the few Napoleonic War games out there. But if we look at some of the replies from the Anvil Game Studios account to these comments, the inclusion of a Spanish faction may not be off the table, so they hint at a few times. In any case, I think we can expect a lot of pirate memes and fun moments when this expansion arrives. I expect nothing less from the Holdfast community.
Run away. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to the French monk.
Who's the French monk?
He's like a YouTuber. He does Holdfast YouTube.
He doesn't do enough Holdfast. He doesn't do enough of it. He needs to do more.
Players can expect to play this expansion before the end of this year. Let me know your thoughts on this new expansion in the comments section down below, as well as if there's any other things you would like for them to improve or change about the game and what more. And yeah, I hope you found this video informative enough to give it a thumbs up and that I have earned your subscription. I cover a variety of games and mods with that historical aspect attached to it. So if you're into that, I got you covered. With that having said, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care everyone.